Oh my god, that's crazy. That is crazy. Does it sound better than a 458? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're in a brand new 2023 Corvette Z06. A slightly different format today. I'll actually be driving the Z06 over to swap it out for a Ferrari 458. This car in many ways is compared to the 458, sound-wise especially. The new Z06 is incredibly impressive. I might get shot for this, but you know, there are some similarities with this and the 458s. Whether you like it or not, this is a fantastic car, so let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. If you'd like to see all my future supercar content, including plenty of car reviews to come. Starting off in sport mode, manual of course. This is a Z06 convertible, however the top is staying up today because it is sort of rainy outside. I'll also note this is not my normal car review, not my normal route that I take. Not going to really have as many windy roads, unfortunately. Not that we have a lot to begin with, but you know what I mean. There's more traffic involved today. So from the standard C8 Corvette, this has a jump of, I think around like 200 horsepower, 670 horsepower, 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8. Of course, this being this new Corvette, it is mid-engined, which is still so weird to get used to. I mean, it's easy to get used to, but it's weird to get used to. I quite like the new cabin of the Corvette. It's very driver focused. Passengers very sort of cut off from the driver's area. Quite a lot of buttons. I feel like you got to use a lot of brain cells to actually operate them. And I feel like you have to like memorize it like some kind of SAT test or something to know where everything is. I feel like every time you're just going to be like scanning to see where everything is. I think it's quite spacious in here. I mean, it is tighter in the driver area, but it's spacious. You got plenty of headroom. Driving position's fantastic. Visibility is pretty decent. I mean, it's obviously, being a mid-engine car, you're going to have a blind spot next to you. I mean, it's just sort of how it is. It does sound amazing. And this being a flat plane crank V8 really helps it to rev incredibly high. Revs to 8,500 RPM, just about. Which is insane. I mean, 458 comparison is 9,000 RPM. It's crazy. Just sounds completely different from the standard C8, which I actually find a little too quiet. This is not like that. And the actual materials in here are very nice. You know, is it Ferrari premium? No. But nice red stitching, all soft touch materials, nice Bose sound system, a standard, I believe. It says the 3LZ package, so it's like the most highly optioned Z06 you can get. I believe sticker on this one was about 135,000. But I mean, they're selling for over 200,000 right now, which that's sort of the argument here is for that price. I mean, would you rather just have a 458? But I don't know. I mean, maintenance obviously wouldn't be as expensive on this car. We just sold this car for high hundreds, I believe, but ooh, burble. We do have an underpass coming up. Let's see if we can get some room. Oh my god, this is a Corvette. Like, it's so weird to me. No hate to Corvette, I'm just saying, like, they're all great cars, but we're just not used to Corvette being this competitive with exotics and other supercars. Whether or not you want to call this an exotic or a supercar is up to you. It is kind of a slippery slope, a very interesting debate. Personally, I think it's a little bit too high production to be considered a supercar, but because there are other factors besides just acceleration. These seats are also fantastic. I think these are the more aggressive seats. Great for, I'm a skinnier guy, they're fantastic for somebody like me. You know, if you're 900 pounds like the typical Corvette owner, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like this is a Corvette that doesn't prompt you to wear white New Balances with the ankle socks and to be 3 hours early to every Cars and Coffee and to be named Dale. Bruh. This doesn't encourage that. So 0 to 60 happens in 2.8 seconds. Top speed is 195 miles an hour. Those are very competitive numbers. Again, no, you don't have any crazy roads around me at the moment, unfortunately, but I do feel like handling-wise, steering-wise, the steering speed is not quite as darty as a 458. It's a little bit more, the 458 has slightly twitchier steering, I would say. Not even twitchy, just sort of, just very fast, so darty steering. Doesn't quite have that precise feel, just based on the roads I'm on right now. Oh, I love the pops on the upshifts. That is very appreciated. The fact that you can get on it and just enjoy it and you still have 3,000 RPM to go just about is crazy. That's such a nice feeling. Especially cars nowadays becoming turbocharged and smaller displacement, and it's just nice to have especially like a mass-produced car, sort of, to have this type of sound and emotion behind it. Does it sound better than a 458? I might get shot for that, but I don't know. Part of me wants to say yes, but I also, it's a slightly higher pitch than the 458. Do you get Brembo brakes? Oh my god, that's crazy. That is crazy. Carbon fiber paddle shifters, I mean, they're a little loose feeling, but it's nice that it's carbon. I mean, America really has stepped it up, you know, the last 15, 20 years. It's crazy. Ooh. I mean, just hovering between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM all day long is just absolutely glorious. This car is heavier. 458's around 3,300 pounds. This, I believe, I mean, this is a convertible, so it's a little bit heavier than a coupe, but this is around 3,800 pounds. And you do feel the difference, 100%. 458 just feels a little bit more light on its feet. Kind of build it up to about 4,500 and then just like shift up and then it just pops. Honestly, if you were to close your eyes and just listen to one of these revving up or flying by, you wouldn't be able to tell between the 458 and this. That is a symphony, and it's coming from a Chevy Corvette. Think about how far Corvette has come, how far America has come when it comes to building sports cars. You can have so much fun at slower speeds because it sounds so good. 458, only thing that bothers me about the 458, and I believe this might be similar actually, is that the 458, it doesn't open up the exhaust until like almost 4,000 RPM. So it can kind of be hard to hear it at normal speeds. Styling wise, I do think it's a good looking car. I love the quad exhausts. I mean, that's sort of classic Corvette. It's nice that they brought that back. I think it's a great looking car. I think it's, of course, you know, everyone's like, oh, it looks like a Ferrari or it looks like this. It's like, yeah, how is that a bad thing? If you're gonna copy from the best. And it's not directly like a Ferrari. It's not exactly like a Ferrari. I mean, it does look different. I mean, there's certain things that, there's styling cues from all kinds of other for multiple exotic companies. I mean, you know, it does get some attention, I would say. I mean, people think, oh, it's a Corvette. But car guys who know that the Z06 is something quite special and not to be doubted or messed with. I can only imagine the ZR1 version of this is going to be an absolute animal. Some nice stitching on the doors here. I mean, it's nice. Sure, the center console kind of gives me aids. So let's go ahead and hop into the Ferrari 458 and see how it compares. All right, so yes, I changed shirts. Yes, it's been 2 weeks. We've finally found a 458. We're in the 458. Let's go for a drive and compare. This is a 458 Spider, so just to kind of keep it fair. But regardless of the Ferrari, there is unnecessary beeping. Honestly, we're just gonna go straight into race mode. There's a bit more road noise in this specific 458 just because of the tires. Just like the Z06, we can put down the rear window. Nothing like a 458, like truly. It's just so iconic. It is a modern classic. 458 will go down as one of the all-time greats. Don't have the best roads to play with today. 9,000 RPM, red line, about 500 higher than the Z06, and it's just the best thing ever. I will say the tone of the exhaust, I feel like, is actually a little bit higher pitched in the Z06. Like the Z06 almost sounds like a 458 that has an exhaust on it, or that has an IPE exhaust, or we'll say, obviously 458 being a, it's crazy to think about, 13-year-old car now, the interior is not going to be as modern as the new Z06. It's still a very, I think, a very timeless interior because of the lack of just unnecessary iPad screens all over the cabin. 2 screens in front of you, in front of the steering wheel, sort of tucked away, which is nice. It is a very spacious cabin. I would say it feels more spacious than the Z06. This 458 specifically is a very unique spec, very well optioned car. It has like every carbon option. These tricolor stripes on the optional race seats as well. Same on the steering wheel and on the exterior of the car, of course. It does feel more exotic, just the materials, the quality of leather. Insane. 562 horsepower. Compared that to the Z06's 670. I want to say, honestly, it feels just as quick as the Z06. Just from basic acceleration on the street. It is lighter. This is about 200 to 300 pounds or so lighter than the Corvette, and you do feel that. This feels more nimble, more agile, more delicate, but I wouldn't say it feels any faster, any slower. I'd say it feels pretty much just the same. I'm sure if you were to actually line them up side by side for a race, the Z06 would probably win because it does have more power and it's hard to beat an extra 120 more horsepower. There's one word to describe the Ferrari 458, and that is exquisite. It does have carbon ceramic brakes as standard. 0 to 60 in this is rated at 3.4 seconds. Top speed is 202 miles an hour. Now, does this feel more special? Yes. It just does. There's no way around it. You see the prancing horse in front of you, and you see things like race and CT off and bumpy road mode and all this other stuff on the sort of Formula One style steering wheel. The Z06 feels like it's sort of, you know, forced to sound like that. This just sounds like that. That probably makes no sense at all. There's something sort of synthetic, potentially, about the Z06's sound. This sounds a bit more natural. Now we live in the era of, you know, artificial pops and bangs. That's sort of what's in style now. I mean, even the Hyundai Elantra N has those artificial sounds. Does it sound good? Yes. You might know what I'm talking about, maybe not. I just feel like this is a bit more of a purebred. Shift lights on the steering wheel. The 458 feels more visceral. Steering is a bit quicker feeling, a bit dartier in that typical Ferrari fashion. Ferraris, really since the 458, have always had very, I don't want to say twitchy steering. Some of the cars have. It feels super light on its feet. Maintenance-wise, I mean, with the 458, I mean, of course, it is a bit more. Maintenance costs are going to be higher. Simple as that. Ferrari recommends once every 5,000 miles or once a year, whichever comes first. Corvette, I honestly don't know. I mean, it's still in a warranty for, I imagine, a few years. So you got to keep that in mind. When this car came out, or was unveiled in 2009, coming from the Ferrari F430, which I think is a great looking car, but to go from that to this, just styling wise alone, I mean, driving, it's a huge step up, but just styling wise alone, I remember how just shocked we all were at how good looking this car was. Like, universally appraised. Definitely a bit more attention on the street. It is an interesting question. Would you rather have the more exotic feeling Ferrari with, say, higher maintenance costs and no warranty? I mean, you could always get an extended warranty, but let's just talk factory warranty for now. Or do a Z06 with newer technology, factory warranty, you know, better creature comfort being that it is a new car. No doubt an improved just day-to-day driving dynamic. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. I will be back to posting traditional car reviews. I have to change a few things around in the videos. Giovanni, who's normally my sort of partner in crime here, that's with me in all the videos, sleeping and saying things that don't make any sense. He unfortunately will no longer be in the videos. I mean, maybe here and there he'll be in the videos, but I'm going to start doing a different format with either simply just myself or my coworker Gabe Morales, who's a Ferrari, Koenigsegg tech, Aston Martin tech, founded European Exotic Center, just been in the industry for 30 plus years. I think he'll have an interesting dynamic alongside me, given that I am the least mechanically inclined person on the planet, and he is one of the most. So those two kind of dynamics will be interesting, I think, to see.